There we go.
Right. Hello, everyone. This is Remarkable Women Doing Remarkable Things. And I'm Joanne Flynn Black. I'm the founder of Launch Before. We have Stephanie Fritz, the founder of Executive Wranglers, helping you to wrangle administrivia. And Mary McDowell, who is a small business creativity coach and group facilitator. So we all have Remarkables. And we wanted to just do this so we could show you why we love it and teach each other. Like it just when we were talking, Stephanie mentioned something that I didn't even know how to do. So I think we're gonna wind up at the end of this where we're learning from each other. That sounds good? Yes, yes. So what is the Remarkable? So it's this thin, that's the dimension. And it is a writing tablet, I guess we call it, but so much more. Like it feels like paper. And this is coming from someone who loves paper. And I think everyone here will agree with me that we all love paper. And this feels so much like paper, like it's crazy. So I don't know, Stephanie, do you want to just share like how you got it and what it's like, what you love, how it's changed your life?
Yeah. Because like you, I love paper and cute notebooks with cute covers and had I don't even know how many. I still have them, but so I would take notes when I talk to clients or whoever, or whatever workshops I was going to, webinars, and then I would end up not being able to find notes were. And I actually moved to the Rocketbook first. So I was researching how can I get this, take notes, but get it into the cloud and, email it to myself. And so the reMarkable is not a tablet, or the Rocketbook is not a tablet. It is actually a notebook that you can erase. So you use their special pens, and then they have notebooks that you can microwave to erase them, or just use a damp cloth and just erase them. But then what I was finding was I was filling up a notebook and then I would forget to process it. So send it to myself. And then I needed to write more notes and I couldn't erase anything to write notes. So, and it was pretty low tech anyway. So then when you got the reMarkable, my interest was piqued. And so, so I mean, I use it in a ton of ways. Probably the main thing I use it for is I will download or upload, I should say, a PDF to reMarkable app, and then I can write on the PDF itself.
Yes.
So instead of printing something out, so there's workbooks that, with all the different, like I said, workshops for women entrepreneurs, client pre-call questionnaires. So we have intake forms that they fill out. And then as we're chatting with each other on our intro call, I'll make notes on their form. I've uploaded PDFs to just sign them, I mean, and I know that it has, that feature, but this is actually a handwritten signature, just makes it a little bit personalized. And I have folders. When I started organizing things into folders, it was a game changer. I almost have like a client lead pipeline. So each folder is a different stage of the pipeline. So when I do take those notes, I will then, move it to the next stage in my reMarkable. Yeah. So that's just sort of in a nutshell. And then, obviously like personal, it's my personal journal now, and brainstorming and all that kind of good stuff. So, you can just open a notebook and.
Right. Yeah. I love it. Mary, do you want to share a little bit about like how you started using reMarkable and how it's changed the way you're writing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am usually an early adopter to tech, not a first adopter, but a early adopter. And I had my eye on reMarkable for a while before I bought, a little longer than I normally would, because I had an iPad and I couldn't quite figure out what was going to be different about it. And then I too am a Rocketbook person. I have like every product they've ever made except the very latest one, I think, because I kind of just had enough of them. It, and then sort of what tipped me over is when I decided I wanted to write a book. I thought it would be really nice to be able to write on paper, but be able to have it transfer to text onto the computer so that it would save one of those steps. And then I didn't really
Right.
use it for a while. And I started like to grab it for other things. So like one-time seminars, instead of like having it on a loose piece of paper or in a notebook that I couldn't find later, starting to be able to I just now naturally grab it and I can do it. One of the things I like is I can doodle and then just erase really quickly. So when you do that on paper, I mean, you have all these doodle notes. So I keep things I can doodle, but I can also keep things clean. Yeah, so I have fewer notebooks, but I still have notebooks. I haven't completely made the jump. There's some things I really like about it. It's super portable and much nicer to write on than, say, with a stylus on an iPad. Like it does feel like paper. It's easier to hold because it's thinner. I like that there's the different, like I can use a fountain pen, I can use a thicker pen, like we were talking about markers, there's different elements. And they've just added bold and italics too, which I haven't tried yet, but that just came out in the latest upgrade. So I think that's kind of cool. One of the things I really like about it is the screen. Like I have as a small business person and I'm online all the time, like I'm starting to not like screens and screen time. I'm really trying to be conscious of. And I find that I can read a PDF. Like if I get a PDF from a workshop or something, I can read it on the reMarkable and it's so much easier. It's bigger than a Kindle and it's just nicer to read. And like Stephanie said, you can make notes right on it, which is pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I love that. And I got it because I had so many journals. I never knew where they were. Like I went somewhere for 3 days and I was all set to do work for a specific client. And I went to get my notebook and it wasn't there. And I was like, oh, I left it home. And that was like 3 days that I missed out on doing this work for the client. And I just said, there's got to be a better way. And I used to have so many notebooks that, I had the personal one and different ones for different clients and then different ones for different programs I was in. I had this whole grouping of notebooks, and because I just wanted to keep them separate as opposed to just one notebook. So I had to carry, a stack of journals everywhere I went if I wanted to miss out. And then anyway, I missed out with this client snafu. And I just, around the same time, I saw someone talking about the reMarkable, and what helped me kind of seal the deal was that they said it really feels like paper. And I was like, wait a minute, I kept hearing that over and over about it feeling like paper. So I knew it had a 2-week refund, so if I didn't like it, I could return it. And then, I wound up loving it when I did get it. So that's how I started. And I love how hearing how you guys, started as well. I have on the screen, so one of the nice features is you could share, you could actually write. So I'm gonna write something right now. You could actually write while sharing the screen to your screen. And I was wondering if maybe between Stephanie and Mary, maybe we could talk about some of the features we like and then demonstrate them. You know, one of the things I wanted to, that Mary touched on was about choosing different pens. And so I want to show you that. So like I could write in a pencil, I could choose it, and then I could choose, I want it thin, medium, or thick. So let me just do thin, and then I could write, you know, pencil. So that's a thin pencil, and then I said, well, that's too thin. Let me try a thicker, and then, you know, and there it is in different thicknesses. So I really love that. And you could also, if you wanted to put some text on it, you could. I don't personally use that much, but you could do that. I don't know how to get back. I'll close. Okay.
It's not a super responsive keyboard, I found. But if you were labeling something and you wanted it to look nice, you could.
Right. Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
features I really like is the focus. Like I kind of think of the difference between Facebook and Mighty Networks. Going in there with a purpose, but on Facebook, you can get distracted by so many other things that aren't connected with the community or the group that you want to go visit. And I find that too with the iPad, like there's games on there and there's other programs that I get distracted by. But when I grabbed my reMarkable, and today, just before the call, I took the dog down to the shore. I brought the reMarkable and I did a little bit of writing down there, which was great. Like I'm outside in nature and I'm focused on what I'm writing and not on the other distractions. So I think that's a
right.
And I want to say too, for someone who doesn't like tech or doesn't have a smartphone or something like that with all the Evernotes and GoodNotes and all those other kinds of things, this is perfect because you can upload to a computer. You can upload to a phone too, but I mean, it's just so, it's like paper, like you said, and it's like single focus. And I think that's, and you can do art on it too. You could use it as a sketchbook as well, which is really cool. And you can layer. That's one of the things I'd like you to show. Like you can put a template down.
Could you walk me through it? Because I've not used the layer.
Well, I haven't used them a lot, but you could have well, for example, if you want to add a new page, which is one of the things that are pretty easy, you put the lines, change that to lines, maybe.
Okay, so let me.
So it's kind of nice that there's a lot of templates already.
Yeah, I was just looking at all the templates. They've got a ton of them. And I haven't played with the layers either, but my son did some art in my reMarkable. Because he's and yeah, so it's fun when I kind of come across some stuff.
Right.
And what happens is you can pick a layer and then you could like draw or you could write, and then when you add you would have your template, you add a layer on top of that where you do your writing. And then when you save it by the layer. Is that correct, Stephanie? So that you don't have the lines underneath it, but you have this nice straight handwriting.
So I would choose a line like something like this.
Yeah, or if you were doing, and then you have to add a layer.
Okay, so
if you were doing art, you could have the grid work, or you could have your rough sketch, and then you could go in and do the detailed on top of it and only have the one layer visible.
Okay, I see. So actually, let me just show this. Just by clicking template, here's all the templates. There's so many, you could choose however creative you want to be. So this is all of them. And I know you can also buy some like add-on templates. I've never done it, but I've heard that you could do that.
You also just upload a PDF and use that as your layer. And then so if you had a photo or if you had a hand-drawn graphic or something that you like with your logo.
Oh, that's
and then that
really smart.
Layer, then you add another layer to it.
Yeah, I like that. So I chose honeycomb. And so Mary, you're saying I could, let me change this.
I think you have to add a layer.
Okay. Add a layer. New layer?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then layer 2?
Oh, I see. Your first layer is the honeycomb, and then the second layer is what you would write on. But that's okay. You can write on layer 2. Because also if you're trying to work something out, and you like one thing better than the other, then you can just sort of go back a layer. And I haven't used it a lot, but I just think it's a neat feature. Like I've used layers in other programs. So have you used them, Stephanie?
I haven't used them.
Oh yeah, you said your son had though. Yeah.
I don't even think he did. I think he just did some really cool artwork.
And Mary is the master at something called moodling. It's like
Yes.
doodling, but
Mindful doodling.
mindful doodling. Yeah. Yeah. So you can, I am not an artist as far as drawing. So I wouldn't be able to do something fantastic for you, but you can.
So
Yeah.
it has a paintbrush too. So one of the things that is interesting is that you can add color, limited colors, but it doesn't show up on your reMarkable, but it will show up when you view it on your or you view it on your computer.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that as a very visual person, it can be kind of frustrating. I want to see the color as I'm doing. Maybe that's something, again, that's the focus thing too, right? If you just want to get your draft down or you're writing down.
Right.
Worrying about colors.
Yeah, I just changed the color to gray. So you could see that.
Yeah.
You could see that one, but you can't really see. Here's blue and red. And so you want it, like you were saying, Mary, you want to see the blue, but you could only see it once you connect to your computer. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's you. Oh, you're on your computer though.
Because you could see it on your computer, but not on
right.
the screen.
On
Okay,
the that's a great example. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Wow. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. And then if like, let's say I'm just like, okay, I don't like this. I want to erase it. I could choose like, maybe I want to erase this section and I could just draw a circle and then that section is gone. Or I could say, I don't like any of this. I'm just going to erase the whole thing. I could choose erase all and then it's gone, except that one line. I don't know why.
It's on a different layer.
That's on your first layer.
Oh, that's on my first layer. Okay.
Here's something, if you were playing with a size of a logo or something, right? Because you can expand the size of things and you bring things over, then you could have it on layers and you could adjust it on a different layer, the placement or the size until you got it the way you want it. So that's kind of like extra stuff. That's not really,
but I want to play around with that. I haven't really ventured over into that, but I always see add a layer and I'm like, what do I do with that?
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool. I was thinking if you uploaded your logo and then the logo is on one layer and then you add another layer and then basically, and if say you were taking notes, but you were doing it with a client, then your notes are branded.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't ever, write while I'm talking to my clients or show them what I'm writing.
Right.
I don't share the screen, but yeah. Very cool.
So one of the things is, so I'm the kind of person that just like jumps in and wants to use it right away. Found there's it's not as intuitive as say like an iPad. And so to me, there was a little bit of a steeper learning curve. And because I jumped right in, I didn't think it through as well in terms of organization, but they have folders. And then within folders, you can have notebooks, and within notebooks, you can have pages. I would like to reorganize mine. So, and they also have tags, which I'm just starting to use as well. So I'm finding it hard to do it on the reMarkable, but when I go online, I can rename things and move things around a little bit better. I don't know how you guys have, Stephanie, have you moved things around a lot more? Like
all the time.
So that's what I need to learn, is how to take a quick note and remove it from quick notes and put it into a notebook or a folder, because this is one of the things with the Rocketbook, is that you have to process it. And I kind of feel the same way. You either have to have your organization set up the way you want it from the beginning for reMarkable, or you have to process your quick notes and put them and move them.
Yeah. So if I just open something up really quickly and do it in quick notes, then I move it over to where it should go. Yeah. So Joanne, if you want to click on I guess it's the erase button.
Yeah, it's not, it's actually, it doesn't allow, or it doesn't show the commands. Like I want to go to like here and move it, right? So I click on the page. Oops. I click on the page. Oh, let me do this.
So the screen
without-
share won't show you
It
doing.
won't show, yeah, like it's not showing what I'm doing.
Right.
Maybe there's a setting or something. But it's actually good because you could be doing things in the background that you don't want people to see.
Right.
But I would just click on that, and Mary, up here, there's something called move. And so I could just click move. And then it says, well, where do you want to move it? And let's say I want to move it out. So I could move it out of this notebook because I put it in the wrong place and I want to move it to my client notebook. I'll say move and move out. And then it will show me all my notebooks, and it will say, which one do you want to put it in? So if I want to put it in my soon to be client notebook, I just move it and it's here. And I can say, I want that right around page 96, and I'm going to place it right before. Now it's gone. Now it's moved.
Yeah.
So,
I need
that's
to
how I would do it.
master that, because and I love your idea, Stephanie, of having your funnel sort of moving your clients through the different stages of your work process or their work process. That's a brilliant idea.
That's smart. Yeah. Yeah, I have one folder called soon to be clients. So if I'm just making a discovery call, and I don't know if they're going to be a client, I don't want to create a folder for them. They're just going to get lumped into that soon to be. But then if they do become a client, then I make a folder and I say, this is client A, and I have a couple sheets for them that I took notes from our first call, and then I move those sheets to the client folder. So that's a way for me to not have so many folders for just people I talk to. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the other way that I move things is just moving the text itself. So instead of moving the whole page, and before we started recording, you erased something. And so sometimes, you'll be taking notes, and then you're like, oh yeah, no. And then you erase a line in the middle, but you want it to, you want to move everything up. So you can do that using that erase button. So if you click on the erase, I think it'll show it on the screen, right? If you click the erase button.
Yeah.
So to move things, isn't it the 4 boxes underneath the erase?
That's if you want to move an entire page, but I'm talking about moving just certain pieces of text.
Oh, and that's not how, I thought that's how you moved the certain pieces of text too.
Yeah. So you're saying, Stephanie, I would go to this
yeah,
under the eraser. Okay.
Yes. And then you're gonna square around whatever part you want to move.
Okay. So I'm gonna square around this.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
And see that it grabs that whole word. And then you can either cut, and then wherever you touch next, it's going to paste it. And you can even, back out of that notebook and go to a different notebook and paste it there.
Oh, it says copy to clipboard, tap any page with marker to paste.
Yeah, so just tap anywhere on that page and it'll appear.
It's not appearing. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, wow. That was user error. I love that. I've never done that. So now I can write something in, I could write something in here if I wanted to.
Yep.
That's smart. That's very
You
cool.
can, because sometimes as you're taking notes, right, you're like, oh no, it would look better if it was indented or whatever, so you can just kind of move things
Right.
as you're going.
Yeah. And I saw that you could copy it too. So I want, maybe I want this word somewhere else. I could just copy it. And then,
Yeah, you can copy it to that same page or a different page.
yeah, I think I wore my marker down. I don't know. I
Oh
don't
no,
know if
you have to click on the pen again. It's kind of clunky.
Oh, double click. Oh, double. I think it's
there-
double click. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so you just
And
I saw someone making a
yeah.
flow chart with this, and so they had a rectangular box, and then that was the top one, and then they just copied it, and then they shrunk it, and then they copied a bunch of the smaller ones, and so I think when you get used to all the little tips and tricks that it has, I know it can do so much more than what I'm using it for. And I think it's one of the things I like about it. If you used it up, if you could just, if you could master it in a day, maybe it's not worth the money, but knowing that there's so much more that it can do, and I just need to put the time in and spend on it.
Right.
I try to read the release notes and then I just can never get to it, but I know that they're constantly improving it, which I love. And one thing that I love, they did send out a survey, and it sounds like a lot of people requested this, which was, you can upload the PDF, but then you're restricted to just those pages that are in the PDF. So I was adding blank pages in the PDF before I was uploading it. And now you can add notes pages to the only thing that you can't do with those notes pages is put a template. So it's just a blank page lines. But I would imagine that eventually they will improve that.
Yeah, I could see that being something you'd want.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show that if I can. Just see. So let's just say this is a PDF of something I'm working on. I could circle this. Oops, I could circle this and say, make sure you do that, or I did. Oh, it's highlighting for me. Wait a minute. I'll have it on highlighter. So that's a nice feature. If I wanted to, let's say I didn't want that, I could cross that out. I have it on calligraphy pen now.
Or if you were sharing it with someone, each person could have their comments on a separate layer, so you could see where you agreed and where you didn't agree.
Everyone could make their own comments. You mean if you had different layers thing?
Yeah, so Stephanie sent it to you mark it up a layer and you mark what you like, then you send it to me and I add another layer and I put what I want, and then I send it back to Stephanie, and
I like that. Yeah.
Progression or something. One of the things that I found really remarkable, it has an incredible battery life. Like it just literally goes days and days and days. It does take longer to charge than I'm used to with my app or my techie things, but it's really powerful in terms of the battery life, and that's really convenient. You're not always having to stop and plug it in all the time. And here's another. I bought this pen as a stylus, and one day I was doing it, and then I accidentally picked this one up which was from my phone, and it works. So it was kind of nice. I can have a small one or a thick one. It doesn't have it can't do all of the extra things like the touching or erasing and stuff like that, but it does work. So it's kind of neat that you can use multiple.
And that was just a stylus from
My phone.
some other device?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm so worried that I might lose this. Right now I only own one, and I'm like, I need to buy a second one. But I'm always worried that if I lose it, there's nothing, I'd have to wait for it to be shipped. But you're saying it works also with
It
like a
works.
pen style, phone style.
Samsung phone, and it works.
Mhm.
It
Nice.
doesn't do all of the things, but it definitely works. So like you wouldn't be totally stuck.
Nice. Oh, I'm going to try that. And just to talk about this for a second, this is the pen, the marker that they use. Stephanie has hers. I got the one that you can erase. So let me just show you here. Let's say I draw in it, and then I don't want that. I could use this like an eraser, and I could just go like it's not erasing. I could just okay. Oh, because I don't have it on eraser. I could select eraser and then, oh no, I don't need to do that. I'm
You
sorry.
shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't, but I was, yeah, now it's gone. And I just use this. So,
Yeah, it's just like I very rarely use that erase button because it's just second nature
right,
to turn your thing over and erase with your eraser.
right. Because you're just so used to like just changing it with a pen.
And they
Right.
do give you a lot of spare nibs, and they're very easy to change. So I found that helpful and convenient too.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that they sent the spare nibs. And so what we're talking about is the point
Yeah.
here. And I even wrote to them and said, I only got one. I didn't get the rest. So they said, well, you could buy more. I think maybe I did get them, and I just thought it was the box or something, and I got rid of it.
Oh, you got rid of
So
the box, because sometimes things are hidden in layers in
I
boxes.
know.
Oh, and
I
it comes
know.
beautifully.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they come on a little card.
beautifully packaged.
And so,
Oh.
yeah, they're just like,
And they
So,
got
yeah,
these little slots so you can.
it kind of mushes down. And so I noticed that, like the end of it goes flat, and then it did stop writing as well. And so that's when I switched to a new one, but I still have 5 left.
I need to I need to either find the nibs or buy the extra ones because I'm down to like really not much left. But it has lasted all this time. So
Yeah, I must write
yeah.
her you because I'm on my 4th one.
Right.
Stress, right?
Yeah.
It feels a little different as you're writing, as it's wearing down. The feel, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to
And mine
hold it.
started doing weird things, like it would sort of do like a weird feather thing because it was it was mushed down. So that's what
Right.
time.
So here's another feature that you could show is this
Yeah.
idea of a continuous scroll. So when you're
Oh,
writing
yeah.
away, you have and you come, instead of adding a new page, you can just scroll up if it's all
Right.
so I think I like that feature a lot.
Right. I could
And
just
then
sorry, Jeopardy. That was a workshop from Mary's community. But you could scroll and just see what is on all those pages.
you
I like
can
that
scroll
too.
your page so your page is longer than
Yeah.
what's on the screen.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah, so instead of adding a new
Oh,
page, when you get to the end of it, you can scroll it up, and you can
got
also
it.
zoom in and zoom out, which is also helpful.
Right. I understand. Yeah, sorry, I missed that. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I don't use that. I like pages. I don't know why. I'm like, I need a new page.
I think if I'm on a call and I'm taking notes on a particular subject, like I just keep it all on that page, and then
Mm.
as much as I can, and then they move to the next topic, then I can add a new page. So
Right, right. Let's talk a minute about converting it to text. I do that sometimes, but not all the time. But let's see how it converts this page to text. So if I go, okay, convert note to text. Let's see what it does. Oh, move this, move lower. It took that squiggly line that I did as a 3. But I could, I could say, I don't, I don't want that. And then the other thing, let's say I want to send this, I like, oh, this is how I use it a lot. If I have a client and I'm taking notes and then I just want to send them those notes after, I would just click on this button and send by email. And if you do send by email, it just sends it. So it saves a lot of time, I think, for me, instead of like, oh, I wrote it in my notebook and now I have to type it up and maybe I'll send it 3 days later. It's like I could just literally get off a call and say, this is what we talked about. I know that's been helpful for me.
and if you were a graphic facilitator, if you took your notes like a graphic facilitator, that would be awesome just to send it on.
Right.
Now, this is one of the things that I got caught up because I converted it before I saved it, and then I couldn't get back to the original note. So when it didn't interpret it right, I wasn't able to go back. So I don't know if I'm missing something. So now what I do is I just email it to myself as it is, and then I convert it to text and email it. So I do it as a 2-step process, and I don't know if I'm. Oh, so you still have?
I still have it. I wonder if that's a setting. I just went backwards one page.
So,
it's like,
maybe that's what I didn't need to do that then.
Yeah, see if it still exists, because I know exactly what you're talking about, because sometimes I might say, wait, I didn't say move lower. And what did I say? And then I'll go back and I'll say, oh, that's because I had it here, the move. And
okay,
so I'm going to spread that. Yeah.
Yeah, when I just did convert to text, it seems to add a page with the converted text.
So that was one of the things that took me a while to find the main menu. Oh, that's how I navigate through. So
Right. And how do you, I know I am not the greatest at syncing, like you could use it with Google Drive. I haven't quite done that. Like what mine syncs to is I have the reMarkable app, and it syncs to that, and I have the reMarkable app in my phone and it syncs to that. So if I ever leave without it, which I've done actually, I said, oh wait, I needed that note actually for tonight. So I just opened it on my phone and then it was there. So that's been helpful. But do any of you sync it to Google Drive?
I do, but I don't access it through Google Drive. So, kind of like you, I use the app either on my phone, or if I've left the reMarkable tablet at home, you can still open it up on your laptop.
Right.
But I mean, you can, I've got it synced with Google Drive, so I can access all of my Google Drive stuff on my reMarkable. So it's not stuff I've created in, it's not stuff I've created in the reMarkable.
Yeah, I need to do that. Maybe you'll show me one day, Stephanie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just under you can't open everything, I don't think, on it, because I'm trying to open spreadsheets right now and it's not opening them. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, because again, I don't really use it that way.
Can you go to the main menu, or will that be not good for privacy? So I don't want you to do that.
It's not showing the menu options. Like
Oh.
I'll,
I was just thinking like, how it's really easy just to add a quick note, like, and then as Stephanie was saying, and then
oh
move
yeah.
to a folder later, as opposed to,
Right. So I could just, what Mary's saying is just this quick sheet here. I just hit plus, and now I have it, or it went to quick sheets, and I could just say
Yeah, if
quick
you don't
and
want
then
to
move to
create a
later.
notebook, because when you create a notebook,
Right.
you name it, and that takes time. So sometimes, yeah, I'll just open quick sheets and do my notes there and then move them over to the notebook.
yeah. So
Right.
this is,
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to make sure that anyone watching this understands that this is a feature that she's sharing her notes pages, her notebooks, and being able to write it through reMarkable. But I wonder too, Joanne, like if you could actually show more of the features, like the homepage, if you did a Zoom screen share and had the reMarkable app open on your laptop. But then, Mary said you would, you'd be showing the world.
Right. My
So
clients and everything.
Michelle is joining, so I'm gonna let her in for the last.
Oh, yeah, we have another reMarkable woman.
Yeah,
I'm going to show you too, like, this is a document that's 250 pages long. And it's, and I can now read it and I can make notes
you
right
can zoom
on.
in.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to, waste a bunch of paper printing it out.
I'm not going to print a 250 page document,
Oh.
right? And so, but it's really easy to read.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we have Michelle. She is the founder chef, and she is the newest member with reMarkable. So she just got hers. When did you get it, Michelle?
I got mine 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
2 weeks ago.
Newbie.
Yeah.
And how are you finding it?
I used it, I ordered it and I received it right before I left for a 6-day training in North Carolina. And I cannot believe how effective it was and how many people stopped me and they were like, what are you writing on? What are you writing on?
Yeah,
What are you
I
writing
bet.
on? Yeah,
bet.
it was pretty incredible. My apologies for popping on late. I knew I had another
All
thing
good.
and I didn't put
It's
it in
all
my
good.
schedule.
Yeah, we were so in your training, were you able to like
Mhm.
upload any PDFs and then write on it, or were you just writing straight freehand?
Both. So I just pulled it out. What I think was also really amazing is that when I do specific types of sessions for students, because a lot of the students have to have sessions to get their certification, and I have to fill out a form. They have to give me a log. And so what I did even after the training, the students who I gave extra sessions to for their training, I could just upload the PDF, fill it out and send it to them. And now I have a template. And I've already used it so many times it's just a really simple, oops, I'm using one thing. Anyway, yes, I've used the PDFs. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's been very helpful.
Yeah. And how do you like the feel of it, of actually writing in it? Does it feel good to you?
Great. It's great. I think for me, this is, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the session log is just a thing, and I can just fill it out and just send, and it's all connected. But the feel is fantastic. The one question I have, which you all may have done this already, but when do you know how to change or when do you know you need to change the tip?
Well, I'm gonna let someone else answer that because I'm down to nothing on mine.
Okay.
I try to change it more than I need to. But once it doesn't feel as smooth, it feels a little scratchy, then I've just been changing it. And I don't know if I'm changing it too early, but
Okay.
I'd like it to feel
Yeah.
nice.
Like mine, you can tell it sort of smushes down, so you'll see like a flat instead of more like a pen tip. And then the first one I used it for a while and it started writing funky. So that's when I knew to change it.
Okay. Okay, got it. So there's basically a change in your user experience. Got it.
Right.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I also was able to put a password at the security button because I have some client documents, and so I had to password that. So
That's
that was
good.
Please
Mr.
tell us that, because that was one of my, and my iPad is locked. Like you have to code in to get into it. And I didn't know that you could lock the reMarkable, because that was one of my concerns about putting my client files on it. So please share how you did that.
Yeah, right in security. If you go to the menu
Mhm.
Okay.
and then you go down to settings and then you go to security, you can add a passcode.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
See, I probably didn't even see that.
Yeah,
but-
I Googled it.
Oh,
That is
okay.
awesome. That was one of my like for
Yeah.
this. But now that I know I can do that, I'll feel a lot more comfortable putting client information on here though.
Yeah, I was a little resistant, and then when I saw that, and so I'm really, really happy that that's an option. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we were going over
Mhm.
also just like what made you get like get a reMarkable, like why did you want it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a great question. At my last training in December, I was assisting. I don't know. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry I didn't get to introduce or find out what people do, but I'm a somatic experiencing practitioner. I'm a therapist, an LCSW, and also have a specialized training in trauma-informed work. And I'm an assistant at the trainings. And starting in October, I'll be a lead assistant for the New York City in-person training. And I was sitting next to the lead assistant in December, trying to kind of see how she was leading, and she had a reMarkable. And I was like, what's that? And since I am notorious for having 50 different notebooks from all the different trainings and all the different jobs that I have, and I so regularly just throw away so much information that I've taken because I can't organize it. And then I saw her with the reMarkable. She's very organized, and I know I have to be in this position. And I just thought, wow, this is great. I do EMDR also, and I do a lot of note taking for that. And I didn't like the sound of the eye pencil on the glass.
Right.
It felt very like distracting to me. And so that's it. I just got it.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, we were talking about how we were, kind of paper fiends and journal fiends, and how this took replaced most of them, maybe not all of them, but most of them.
Right.
So this was super helpful, everyone. I really appreciate you coming out and talking about the reMarkable. And if anyone wants to buy it, we're gonna add our referral link where you get $40 off and we get $40 into our reMarkable accounts. So, just keep in mind also, if you're thinking about buying one, and you're, it does cost some money, and you're saying, well, I don't know if I'll ever get that back, but you could, every time you refer it, you get $40. So it's, I don't know, it's a good thing to kind of pay for it itself, I think.
Well, and every time you buy a notebook, there's another, depending on the quality of your notebooks, there's another $15 or, so it does save. And
yeah, that was true.
it saves real estate on your shelf too, right? And I'm just curious what, like I just ended up getting the folder for the slip in, but I know there's another
Yeah.
more
that's what I
expensive.
got
I
too.
wondered what people got.
Oh, the cover. Yeah, I got the
Yeah, I
like,
got,
so I got the original, the gray one originally, and
Mhm.
like it got a little bit dirty.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I splurged. Actually, no, I got this for my birthday. My parents gave this to me for my birthday.
oh, that's a great
And
birthday
does that one
present.
prop up? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm seeing some pictures where it props up. Is that what you have too, Stephanie?
Stop sharing.
You could prop it. Yeah, it's sturdy enough to prop it. It doesn't have like an extra.
Oh, I saw a picture of
Mhm.
somebody. It looked like they were actually writing on it was
Yeah,
the
you
screen
can
was
just
cropped like an angle.
do that because the cover does go all the way back.
Oh, okay. His
that.
looked a little bit different, but that's okay. Maybe they
Yeah.
have another one now.
I think they have a keyboard. They have a
Oh,
keyboard where if you want
Yeah.
to type, you can get a cover that's also a keyboard. I think I saw that. Which
Ooh, I
would-
want the keyboard.
I splurged on the pen though. I got the good pen. So
I
Yes,
splurged.
there are
yeah.
options, and there's
I
not a
splurged on
ton
the
of
pen too.
accessories, right? There's not a ton of
Yeah.
accessories, but there's a few options.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Karen, for organizing.
Yeah.
I learned lots.
Oh,
Wonderful.
good.
Nice to meet you all briefly. Thank you, and sorry for my tardiness.
No worries.
All
guys-
good.
Have a great rest of your
Can see
Friday.
you in the community. Okay.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.